So hello guys, and welcome to another video. And Nintendo announced a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, which will be happening on Wednesday. And I know a lot of people are probably going to be disappointed. I mean, yeah, I could definitely see that. Like, I feel like Nintendo definitely has to elaborate on a lot of games and things. I mean, like, not too many, but like a decent amount of things. And I mean, even though it's not like that many games, the games that they haven't showed that much info on since the last Direct, they're games that really need new information and really, like, and they're really things that people want to see, especially me with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. That's another one that I'm curious to see about because I'm wondering if that will have new content in it or not. But yeah, it's just pretty interesting that they're doing a partner showcase now. And I mean, it kind of does make sense, since it does seem like we're kind of nearing the end of the Switch's lifespan. I mean, even if we don't get the Switch 2 this year and get it in Q1 2025, I feel like the last year is still gonna slow down a little bit. It honestly kind of makes sense that this year would be a bit slower, and then the Switch 2 would either launch like at the end of the year or at the beginning of 2025. I don't really see it happening any earlier. Like, I see people saying that the Switch 2 will happen in August, which doesn't even make any sense for a game console release. But I think it's probably either going to be like November of this year or like March of next year. I feel like that's probably when the Switch 2 is going to happen. I don't think it's going to get that March reveal like a lot of people are saying, even though some of the people rumoring a partner showcase were saying that it was going to get like a reveal in March, but the partner showcase ended up happening this week instead. I don't know if it was due to like the Xbox podcast or not. I don't know. Like, it just seems like a weird thing that Nintendo would like delay it for, but I mean, maybe that could have been a reason. Maybe like they just had to have that Xbox thing first, and then they're actually showcasing like some of the games in this Direct. And I'll get into that in a little bit, because there could be some Microsoft games that we could potentially see here. And that actually kind of makes it somewhat exciting, because like some of the games that could potentially come to Switch would actually be really cool. But yeah, so with this partner showcase, like, even though it is a little disappointing that we're not going to get some new information on, like, some upcoming games or things like DLC for, like, Pikmin 4 or Mario Wonder, I still think there could be some genuinely interesting announcements here, and I feel like certain games, might actually get some breathing room this year. Nintendo isn't planning on releasing too much this year. Well, at least in the first half of the year. Like, it just kind of comes down to when the next console is releasing or not, with how we'll see the second half of the year. But yeah, I just wanted to mention, I feel like this is actually a good sign for the Thousand Year Door, regardless of if it gets new info here or not, because that means Nintendo doesn't really have that many first-party games to show off in the first half of the year. I mean, it was rumored that there will be like some sort of like Nintendo published game developed by a third-party developer, which technically will be a part of Nintendo's lineup. But I feel like Thousand Year Door is just very likely gonna release in the spring now, like April or May, if they don't have any like new games to reveal then. So we should, even if it's not in this partner showcase, we should be getting some new info on the game within the next couple weeks. I know I've kept saying it over and over again that we'll get new info soon, but they have to do it at some point. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is out now, so I definitely feel like we could get something soon, kind of like how they released more info about Peach Showtime after the Another Code Recollection released. So yeah, but with this partner showcase, it actually might be more interesting than we thought, even though like, even surrounding the stigma of it being a partner showcase, because Pioro has made some like interesting claims here that like might have to do with how Nintendo is even handling this partner showcase, because at first, like, I mean, after all the stuff where he initially kind of hinted at it last week, he also said, "Is Game Freak a partner?" Then liked some tweets about the Pocket Card Jockey game, which is another game that Game Freak developed, like other than Pokemon. And it actually looks like a solid smaller eShop title. So I think it's the one that was on Apple Arcade, so that's getting like a Switch port. I assume that it will probably be published by Nintendo, kind of like how Part-Time UFO was when it was ported to the Switch. But we'll just have to see. I could see that being a shadow drop, like right after the partner showcase, but yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. I like the fact that like some smaller like eShop titles or like smaller like titles in general might actually come out of this partner showcase, because I feel like the Switch is kind of lacking in those. It definitely, like, the 3DS had a ton of them, and I feel like the Switch definitely needs like more of those and was kind of lacking with those over the past few years. But yeah, and I feel like Partner Showcase, don't let that kind of deceive you, because Nintendo does sneak in some like technically first party titles in there, like Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, Part-Time UFO, different things like that. Like, I mean, Part-Time UFO, I mean, that was published by HAL on mobile devices, but on the Switch it was published by Nintendo, so that kind of, sort of, is Nintendo. And then Age of Calamity is literally a Zelda spin-off, so that's definitely considered a part of Nintendo's main lineup. And then also, there was Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope got some new info. That was published by Ubisoft, but it still kind of was associated with, like, Nintendo and everything, since it is an exclusive, and it does have Mario and everything, so, it's close enough to being, like, associated with Nintendo's lineup and everything, but, partner showcases, like, they can still have games that will be technically Nintendo games. And one of those games that was rumored or leaked by Pioro was, like, other than the Pocket Card Jockey, was Endless Ocean. And that is actually a Nintendo franchise, despite the fact that it's a spiritual successor to a series on the PS2. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the Xenoblade series in the sense where it kind of builds off of, like, another series that was, like, on another console from another company and everything, well, technically made by the same developer, but with, like, Xenosaga, and everything. But yeah, I think, like, Endless Ocean will be a Nintendo-published title and will be kind of a part of Nintendo's lineup. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. I think Endless Ocean, it looks like a pretty underrated series from what I've seen. Like, it looks pretty impressive for the Wii with the footage that I've seen. So if those games get a remaster, or if we get a new one in general, I think that would be really cool. I feel like Nintendo has been kind of bringing back a lot of, like, dormant franchises recently, and I feel like that would definitely be another one that would kind of go along with that. Like, they just did another Code Recollection. They also brought back Mario vs. Donkey Kong as well. I think that's worth mentioning since that's kind of like a return to form, basically. But yeah, I think Endless Ocean would be pretty nice to see. And another interesting thing that Pioro said was, is Nintendo a developer? I think this was a part of the Endless Ocean thing, but I'm wondering if this could mean more, because this kind of ties in with the new branding of the partner showcase and everything. So I feel like there's a possibility that, I mean, it might not go beyond, like, Endless Ocean, but with the fact that, like, companies such as HAL and Game Freak can be featured in partner showcases, I wonder if other second-party developers from Nintendo could be, like, a part of this. Since we haven't had a Direct in 5 months, and we haven't had new info on certain games in 5 months, and we don't really know too much about Nintendo's release schedule, aside from Peach Showtime, Thousand Year Door, and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, So I'm wondering if they will actually show, like, some, things, like, more info on the Thousand Year Door remake. I mean, I'm just hoping at this point. I know they're probably not going to show it there, but we haven't had any info on that game in 5 months, and I am just really excited about that game. So I don't know if we don't see new information about Thousand Year Door in the partner showcase. I feel like we'll probably get a trailer like later this week, because sometimes Nintendo drops trailers like right after they do like other things on the same day. So maybe they do it like outside of the partner showcase, but it's like another like big kind of Twitter drop. But I don't know, like I'm really hoping Nintendo, like with this rebranding and everything, they'll be more lenient about like the meaning of partner, because like we're just starving for info right now on Paper Mario, as well as Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. But with Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, I'm not sure at that point that Next Level Games would be considered a partner, because they're like, I mean, they're technically owned by Nintendo now. I'm not sure if they would like really be considered that at that point, but yeah, that's just kind of interesting. But or there's also the Fire Emblem 4 remake as well. If they outsourced that, that could possibly get a reveal here. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure who developed it, like with what was being rumored about like Fire Emblem 4 remake, but that would be pretty cool to see as well. Like, I feel like that might be another game, a part of Nintendo's lineup this year, like if they're gonna do like a lot of remakes and things. But yeah. So yeah, anyways, the partner showcase, well, I'm a little disappointed that they aren't doing like just a regular direct or a regular mini, because I am just starving for Thousand Year Door like info and everything. Like, at least either a mini direct or a general direct would have basically guaranteed new information about the Thousand Year Door remake. But of course they had to do a partner showcase when Thousand Year Door was in the pipeline. Of course they had to. Of course they have to make us wait longer. But unless there's that tiny little chance where they do decide to show it. But I don't know. Like, they really should have just done a regular direct mini at that point. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.